Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news all right. Falcons fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could seriously shake up the NFC South. The rumors swirling around the league right now point to a blockbuster potential move that might just redefine our division and give Atlanta a real shot at not only competing but dominating in the postseason. We're talking about the possibility of Nick Bosa. Yes, that Nick Bosa, the star pass rusher of the San Francisco 49ers, heading to Atlanta. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a wild hypothetical, but trust me, the whispers are getting louder and the league insiders are hinting that something big is on the horizon. Let's take a deep dive into what this could mean, why the 49ers might consider such a move, and how Bosa's arrival could turbocharge our defense. Because make no mistake, Atlanta's front seven has been solid, but adding a player of Bosa's caliber, that would be an absolute game changer. It's no secret that the Falcons' defense has been a work in progress, especially against the run and in generating consistent pressure. But imagine a scenario where Bosa joins us. His elite pass rush skills, his relentless motor, and his knack for creating turnovers could elevate us to a whole new level. Now, to understand why this trade could be on the table, we need to look at what's happening in San Francisco. The 49ers are currently sitting at 6-6, with their cap space tight, around $16 million, and recent injuries to key players like Nick Bosa himself, who's been battling a knee strain that kept him out for 2 games. The Niners, despite their talent, have struggled with consistency on offense and defense, allowing 27 points per game, which isn't typical for a team with their defensive reputation. Sources close to the league, echoing what Diana Rossini has reported, suggest that the 49ers are signaling a bit of a rebuild. They're willing to part with some of their most valuable pieces, including Bosa, to free up cap space and rebuild their roster, especially on the offensive line, which has been dealing with injuries and inconsistency. Bosa, at just 27 years old, remains one of the most dominant edge rushers in the league. His numbers this season are nothing short of spectacular. He's posted 10 sacks and 46 tackles in just 12 games, with an incredible 93. 8 PFF pass rush grade, ranking among the best in the league. His pressure rate is around 8%, and he's not just a sack artist. He's a game wrecker, forcing 4 fumbles, hitting the quarterback an average of 4 one-times per game, and winning 78% of his one-on-one battles against offensive tackles. His ability to generate pressure even against double teams is a huge asset, and his versatility allows him to excel in multiple schemes. His career stats are impressive: 70 sacks, 5 Pro Bowls, and a positive EPA per play. In 2025, he's been especially disruptive, with a YAC allowed of just 3.2 yards per carry when rushing the passer, and a pressure efficiency that makes quarterbacks think twice before dropping back. He's also shown resilience, having come back from injuries like a hamstring issue and a shoulder strain, remaining a consistent force on the field. His speed with a 4.7 40-yard dash makes him a nightmare in the red zone, where he's been responsible for stopping 50% of plays when rushing the QB. The potential move makes even more sense when considering the 49ers' current situation. They're not only looking to free up cap space, around $27 million with the recent extension for Brock Purdy, but they're also prioritizing youth and draft picks. Their run defense has been leaky, allowing over 4.3 yards per carry, and their offensive line has been vulnerable, allowing 3.1 sacks per game. They're focusing on the draft for new talent, especially on offense and the defensive line, because their recent performance hasn't lived up to expectations, despite their playoff ambitions. Now, the Falcons could be the perfect landing spot for Bosa. Our front seven has been impactful, but injuries have taken a toll. Harrison and Bowman Jr. have been out with injuries, Harrison with a knee issue and Bowman Jr. with a shoulder, and that's affected our pass rush and run defense. Bringing Bosa into the fold would instantly turn our defense into one of the league's most feared units. His projected 15 sacks in Atlanta could elevate our pass rush from a modest 2.2 sacks per game to over 3.6. That's a massive boost, especially considering how much pressure we could generate on opposing quarterbacks. Think about the impact this would have on our entire defensive scheme. Bosa's presence would free up other pass rushers like Judon, who had 7 tackles for loss in 2025, and it would help us reduce our points allowed from 25 per game down to around 20. Our red zone defense, which currently stops opponents 64% of the time, could see even more improvement. Bosa's ability to create mismatches and force quarterbacks into quick throws or turnovers would be invaluable, especially in tight game situations. His pressure rate and ability to win against double teams would make him a nightmare for offenses, and that, combined with the talent we already have, could elevate us into serious contenders. And let's talk about the bigger picture here. With the NFC South's landscape shifting, teams like the Saints and Panthers trying to find their footing, adding Bosa could be the spark that puts Atlanta at the top of the division for years to come. His ability to dominate in the playoffs, especially in clutch moments, would make him a true X-factor. Imagine him disrupting Tom Brady's rhythm in the playoffs or helping us neutralize high-powered offenses like Tampa Bay, paving the way for a deep postseason run. The idea of Bosa teaming up with our existing stars, pushing our defense to new heights, is truly exciting for every Falcons fan out there. Of course, this kind of move doesn't come without questions. The 49ers are known for being tough negotiators, and acquiring Bosa would require a significant trade package, probably a first-round pick in 2026 and possibly additional assets. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time. For Atlanta, it's about seizing opportunities when they arise, especially when you have a chance to add a player who can redefine your team's identity. The Falcons have been building steadily, and adding a player like Bosa would send a clear message to the league. We're not just here to compete, we're here to dominate. Now, looking ahead, if this trade happens, it would send shockwaves through the NFL and firmly establish the Falcons as a defensive force. Bosa's presence on the edge would complement our existing pass rush and push our entire team to perform better. With the offensive side also improving, we could finally see Atlanta reach the Super Bowl stage once again, something our passionate fans have been dreaming about for years. It's a bold move, but one that could define the next era of Falcons football, one where relentless defense and explosive offense come together to chase that elusive Lombardi trophy. So, Falcons fans, keep your eyes peeled. What's happening right now could be one of the biggest moves in recent NFL history. The idea of Nick Bosa wearing the red, black, and white of Atlanta isn't just a pipe dream anymore. It's a real possibility that could turn our franchise into a powerhouse. We've seen how a dominant pass rusher can change the course of a season, and Bosa has proven he's one of the best in the league at doing just that. Imagine him lining up across from our offensive tackles, creating chaos and making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. It's enough to make any Falcons fan's heart race. And remember, the NFL is a league of adjustments and bold decisions. The Falcons are always looking to improve, and if Bosa becomes available, you can bet that Atlanta will be in the mix. This is a franchise that's been hungry for success, and with the right moves, we could be on the verge of something special. The offseason is just beginning, but trust me, this story isn't over yet. The potential of Bosa in Atlanta could be the spark that ignites a new chapter of dominance, one that fans will be talking about for decades. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you, Falcons fans. What do you think about this potential move? Are you excited or skeptical? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons as we look towards a bright future. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Falcons news. This could be the start of something truly special, an era where Atlanta's defense becomes one of the fiercest in the league, led by none other than Nick Bosa, the ultimate game wrecker, coming to bring the thunder in Atlanta.